5, 4, 3. You're gonna do the countdown. I feel like you gotta like either match up or. Oh man, it's beautiful every time though. It's great. Welcome everybody.
I did it, but I hit it.
Yeah, you hit it. You hit it
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
because you quit it.
Nah, I never quit. I'm not a quitter.
She went all the way through that countdown.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us this week on the Natural Ones.
Just like the idea of like counting down from 10 my fingers is hard. Let's play a math game.
Let's play a game where all of our decisions are based on math.
I mean, no, but well, if it was based on math, then it would be based on logic. Then it would have like certain specific.
That's not how that works.
You can logic as hard as you want, but if the math says no, the math says no.
Right, but
also
Jackie,
sometimes you can't do the math.
Welcome to Stitchin' Bitch.
Speaking of math.
Oh, that's a good segue.
Speaking of math, you know how like when we roll our dice, we have to add numbers? And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not the best at rolling my dice. And everyone tells me that I should probably use a dice tray, even though we all see me have one, and then roll it on the table instead. But during one of my daily, like, little Instagram scrolls, I stumbled upon some gorgeous dice trays by Hungry Head Design. Every tray is hand-designed by Timothy, and it's made out of pine, and the wording on the sides can be transferred like printmaking, and can be written in languages such as Common, Elvish, Draconic, and Dwarven, but that's just to name a few. That list is endless. Each tray is given a story of how it was found in any adventure, and it comes with a magic item card that you can give your DM to allow you to find it in your game. The coolest part is that you get to choose your stain, the felt that goes inside, and the language that Timothy can make out of the dice tray. So you get the dice tray of your dreams. So if you're in need of a new dice tray, make sure to head on over to the Etsy shop and stay live in the comments for a chance to win a personalized tray that we'll be giving away at break. Hungry Head Design, fine art, and other fantastic things.
Thank you, Jackie, for that lovely little... I shouldn't say that. Like, not lovely little... It was a good... Thank you for the good read. Thank you for the information. Thank you, Timothy, for giving away this code. That's really awesome, and we're really excited to just kind of like start talking to this person. I really like his stuff, and I'm thinking about getting one when I can.
Same.
I mean, like, you know, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I could use a customized personal dice tray. I could. I don't know why, but I could.
I want too many accessories.
Yeah, I can't. That's the problem with this game is that like I'm not like a dice person, and I'm not really like a. There's very few things in this that I'm just like I need that, and that's one of those things.
It's just funny because the appeal of D&D is just all just like, oh, it's pen and paper. It can cost you like nothing to play. You know, it's just all theater of the mind. And they're like, okay, yeah, but I could spend like $500 on ways to make on ways to make my dice rolling experience as pleasant as possible.
Yeah. Honestly, it's just like the quality of the wood that he has that I was like, that's really, I like that. And I'm surprised that it didn't make any of them chuckle, and it's great. That's the sign of a really dedicated player is when they don't laugh at that quality wood.
Why? I was doing so good.
Yeah, I saw Chelsea like look up and like stiffen her face. Just, like as soon as you said it, I just started just like
2d4.
So I decided to look away so I wouldn't do it.
So,
stepping
into the game proper, what we find is our little band of adventurers heading towards the city of Corhall. They finally broken back into the country of Grania after crossing the border, and they have recently found some new information out that Kalent is still watching them, potentially. And I open it to you guys. You guys are about 25 miles from Corhall itself, given the rough estimate that you were given, right? Like, never been to Corhall yourself, you're not positive, but it's given that distance that you were given before. That's what you can reason. And that would be from you, Nameless. Just sort of like...
She has an excellent memory for geography.
She does.
Yeah.
I have an excellent memory for geography, yes.
Even geography she's never seen before.
I probably looked at a map sometime.
My thoughts are we should get away from here as quickly as possible because we don't know if there are going to be other patrols, which is, a thing. But also, I'd love to take some time to properly investigate the ropes that we just found before we get into Corhall, in case they have any properties that could help us. So if we wanted to head out of here, potentially not in a beeline for Corhall, because they might assume that's where we're going and set up patrols there. So we take a more of a roundabout way there and try and hit it from another direction, and so rush one way and then make our way slowly the other to give me some time.
I do wonder if they saw this all happen. If they'll be sending more.
Probably. I mean, 3 of their guys just got taken out randomly by someone that they can't see, but they can see us, so they're going to assume we did it. So we should get the fuck out of here. I like your idea where we go one direction and circle back. I think that's the smartest.
Another thought about them potentially seeing us is they saw us drop 3 very powerful spellcasters. They saw us drop 3 very powerful spellcasters in the snap of a finger. So potentially, they won't send anyone else, because if I saw what we just did, I'd be terrified. What we just did, air quotes.
Yeah. I mean, they will either send no one, or they will send Legion.
Everyone, yeah.
So...
just let's go.
Let's get the move on. Alright, great. Does anyone need to, spider meat, catch a ride on the Bird Express?
Aren't you out of wild shapes?
Are we...
Nameless?
Are we walking, or oh, yeah, I'm not doing too good in regards to being able to do stuff.
We
to
could for now go back to Ark in the saddle, carried by either Nameless or not Nameless, either Click Whistle, or we could just put it on Flanagan, and then you fly Flanagan, and then we ride 2 in each vehicle.
Yeah, why don't we put some distance between? Why don't we get some distance from here, rest for a little bit, let people kind of patch themselves up. You can look at the robes, and then we'll go the rest of the way to Corhall.
Sounds good.
I think it's smart.
Okay, let's go.
Let's hit it.
Alrighty.
So
Corhall is still northwest of you. What are you heading? What's the?
I'm thinking we head due north.
Yeah,
And
get as far from the
until we
border
would
as
be
possible.
I think so.
Yeah, and then around when we would be westwardly parallel with Corhall, we stop and rest, and then we head that way.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I feel like the longer we move, the more likely it is we'll run into some kind of conflict. Maybe we can just get an hour north, rest up, and then go the rest of the way. Maybe
That seems reasonable.
take a short
with
rest.
the rate that you guys can move, which is Pangolin can go match the pace of Flanagan, and Flanagan and Click Whistle move the same speed, if I recall. Flanagan move 50. Yeah. So by that metric, you guys would probably get within an hour. I'd say you guys are actually able to get about 20 miles north within an hour. If you guys want to cut it off right there, you guys would go directly north about 20 miles. That would, by your estimate, Nameless, roughly get you, if you started to move west at that point, you would probably hit Corhall proper. Right? That would be the longitude. What's that? Yeah, longitude. That's the latitude, isn't it?
Latitude is flat, so that is the one that goes like this.
Yeah,
Longitude is. Yeah.
That would basically be the
Long.
latitude to reach Corhall is the distance you guys are going. As you ride through and fly and journey through this part of Grania, the area right next to the river is still lush and green. These are gentle hills, right? It's a kind of open land. There's not a lot of civilization out towards the south of Grania, or even to the north of Borvasia. It's sort of one of these places that kind of get left. There's not a lot of things out there. As you continue your journey north, over that 20 miles, the land starts to die. It doesn't necessarily get dry and barren, right? Like it's not like some desert or like a mesa or anything like that. It's just dead grass. It's all yellowed. The soil itself is dry and cracking. There just doesn't seem like Nameless. You would be able to feel that there just doesn't seem to be. It in the richest terms, it feels unloved. It seems abused in a way. Like the land itself seems to be something seems to be being taken from it, and it's not something that recent either. It's something that it's like this feels like it's been taken from it over a long period of time.
I'm gonna divine sense. Does it feel like hollowed?
In a way, it's not. It's like less than the marshes, right? But approaching that level.
Okay.
It's not faint. It's just that it's building to something like that. It's building to like a misuse. The maledicted wastes have a similar feel as well, like much stronger again. But like this seems to be a sort of depleting landscape, is what's going on. There's not a lot of wildlife either. On your ride over, you might see a few prairie dogs or some things like a few small birds that kind of like make their way through. But it's very clear that these birds are more like carrion, who like fly through to try to look for something and then keep moving. Right? They have a wide.
What are they carrying?
They have a wide area. I was trying to. It's just
I liked it.
coconuts. They were carrying coconuts.
Mm.
Yeah. The last thing I'll tell you, as you stop at the 20-mile mark, right? There is in the far distance towards the west, towards what would be Corhall, you see shimmering. Just something glinting in the very far reaches of the horizon, in that direction.
There's some stuff going on here that kind of feels like what we dealt with in the Hills of Madness and the Plague Marshes.
Yeah, do we think there's some lodestone activity here? Or?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you think that's why Kalent could talk to us?
It's possible.
Potentially.
Do you think maybe the bad land, he can sort of, I don't know, do stuff?
What if he's siphoning power from the land to try and build up enough strength to break from the tower?
I'd wager that he has a connection to the fabric. I'd wager that it's using the ley lines. I'm not sure why he can only do it in some places and not others. Like, I'm not sure why he can't use the lodestone under Zestad yet. But I'd wager this has something to do with the fabric that runs through things.
Except we don't know if they were just waiting or if they actually have connections to the ley lines, because technically everywhere has ley lines. It's possible they were just waiting until they could save us or help us, and then use that as a way to tell us to stop looking into them. I mean, I do agree that whatever is shimmering is a little weird, but it is possible that they were just laying and waiting for us as well.
I'm just a little curious.
Me too.
Well, I mean, they seem like they were... I know that I did some research on Clan. Was I the only one? Was this my fault?
No, I've done extensive research on them.
What did you find out?
Nothing. I have found nothing of use.
Okay, well, I mean, I kind of found some stuff out. And I don't know if maybe it would be very helpful to kind of like let you guys know what I found out.
I think it would. I've got something to share as well.
Well, if we could be being spied on right now, we could maybe try and take some precautions.
That's fair.
I have that ring of psychic something.
That's fair.
That wouldn't affect this.
What I was thinking potentially, I mean, I don't know if it'll work, but it's something. I might need to rest before I do it, but we could see if hiding in another dimension would help. Hop up into a rope trick.
Rope trick.
That's fair.
I'm a rope trick pony.
Ha! I like it.
Yeah, you have to do like a long rest for that, right?
Yeah. Which I don't think is a bad idea anyway, given the states of a lot of people's slots.
I mean,
the only thing is, to be honest, is that you guys it hasn't been that long since your last long rest.
Yeah. We can do a short rest, which would let Chelsea get her wild shapes back and stuff, and we can use our hit die to recover.
Yeah.
So we don't have to use resources to heal, but
it's like in the amount of time that it's been since you guys got to Gleisling and made your plan and then moved on your plan and then left the city, and then it's really only been about a few hours.
Yeah, my sense of in-game and out-game time is really messing with
me. That's why I'm letting you know. It's all good. It's like, well, it's a good idea.
Here's the thing. They know that we're doing research, which means they know that we have searched in multiple places for information on them. So while having privacy would probably be great, they know. And so at this point, is privacy really going to matter?
Fair enough. And since I can't actually get us any, let's
we'll discuss it. We'll discuss it as like while we camp. Which I guess, are we there now? Are we like have we finished our movement and everything?
Yeah, that's why I said at the end of the 20 miles you see that in the distance.
So do we want to like do like a short rest situation and discuss stuff? Okay.
Seems reasonable to me.
Let me do my short rest.
Yeah. Everybody make sure if you want to use any hit die that you mark it, and then just... I trust the roll. So are you guys setting up any camp while you do this, or are you guys just kind of like just a basic...
It's just a short rest, so I think it'd be like keeping an eye out and stuff, but I don't think it'd be a good use of our time to like set up like anything.
Sure,
yeah.
Sure. Continue.
Yeah. So, what did you find out?
Well, I found a book in the London library back in the last town that talked about Clanth from the point of view of Thalos the Wizard. Not up any, but it was kind of hard to read because it kind of just was a lot of ramblings, but then I was able to get like one part that said that they'd actually done it, somehow tricked her, but that they weren't sure what that means for their associates.
I think I might know what that means.
Okay.
it turns out when a boon has been given,
Sever the boon.
when a boon has been given, it can't be taken away by the god who gave it. The only way for the boon to be taken away is if whoever received the boon, if they give it up. So if Kalent has this boon from the Raven Queen, if we want to sever it, we need to find some way to get them to give it up, basically. I thought maybe we could get the Raven Queen to do it, but the nature of a boon sort of takes it out of their hands. So I'd wager that means that they tricked the Raven Queen into giving them a boon. And, well, they weren't planning to use it for the right thing.
But what can you do with the boon?
It's power. I'd wager it's why they're as strong as they are. All this magical energy they have, it's probably a result of what the Raven Queen gave them.
So the only way for us to sever the boon is for Galent to decide to give up the boon. That doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
I'm not sure how we would do it, but that seems to be the only way.
Giving up infinite power? I don't know.
What was the rest of the saying? I know that we had,
Something about lodestone, sever the boon. Shit, I was super high when I made it up.
Strip him of the lodestone, sever the boon.
Yeah! Strip him of the lodestone, sever the boon. That's exactly it.
That could be... They could have, like, a connection, potentially through the ley lines, as we were suggesting, to some of the lodestones and being drawn power from that.
Here's the thing:
Might not mean that, but it could be.
If the boon is from the Raven Queen, it could very easily be something that's letting them use the ley lines the way that they are. I mean, the three sisters are the ones who put this whole thing in place in the first place. They're the reasons that the ley lines are the way that they are. And if he's particularly popping up in desecrated land like this, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a result of them getting a boon from the Raven Queen. That's sort of her territory. So it's all connected somehow. I don't know if it's something we can figure out yet, but we've got something.
More than we had before.
We just need to figure out which, if not how many, lodestones they're connected to. Because it is possible it's not just one.
Well, they're popping up in multiple locations, so it's possible. But it only seems to be certain ones, and I need to figure out if there's a reason why. If it is a lodestone that's behind this, I need to figure out if there's a reason why some lodestones are creating this kind of ground. It's what powered the Hills of Madness. We're not sure. Is it the lodestones themselves? Is it something that they've been manipulated into doing? I don't know.
I mean, that was the advice from the Raven Queen. So, I think we just need to strip him of the lodestone.
Sure, but we don't know what that means yet.
Well, I'm just saying the lodestone probably only implies one.
Sure.
Maybe a particularly big lodestone?
Likely one under the Plague Marshes, if there had to be one.
I mean,
either way,
you would set up your base of operations on top of the best lodestone.
Either way, well, the tower was put there to keep him there, not to.
Right.
Calinth didn't make that tower.
Well, yeah, but they might not have known there was a big lodestone there.
Okay, let's act like adults here. I think the best thing we can do right now is figure out if a lodestone is powering what's going on in Corhall or not. If it is, that means something.
I do have a lodestone-based question. it might be stupid. I'm not a lodestone type of bird, but is the lodestones themselves are just like batteries, right? Like they don't necessarily, or do they have like things like this is a bad lodestone? It makes the soil bad, or is it just whoever's using it?
Yeah,
From our personal experience, smaller lodestones do function pretty much like small batteries. But in our experience dealing with larger lodestones, we have come across lodestones with what seems like at least sentience. They seem to have purpose or goals, or the ability to have confusing and irritating conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So potentially, if they have these goals or intentions or this consciousness, they could be convinced or tricked into or led to certain ways of acting. And I don't know if that's like, maybe, I don't know which way it goes. Potentially the magic in the lodestone is warped, and then that changes the personality of the lodestone, or through manipulating the personality of the lodestone, the magic of it is warped. It's all theories, and it could go either way. We have little to no.
The other like caveat to that, Miles or Liam, that in your study that you've achieved is that there is a neutrality to them, just like in magic, right? Like there is a sort of like, based on the user, a spell can be good or bad. It's not the spell, or it's not the magic that's bad. It's the catalyst,
which is
right. Like,
which is kind of the point I was getting at with the personality being manipulated.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
A lodestone itself isn't like, I'm spiteful.
Yeah.
But like if the thing that it's trying to do is hurting people, and we're not sure why that happens.
Yeah.
Like we don't know why the Hills of Madness stone is making people mad. It seems to be answering questions, or no, offering questions, but we don't know what that means. We don't know why it's attempting to do that.
Yeah.
Like we don't know if the stone was messed up and now that's its logical path, or if it was sent on that logical path or created with that logical path, and thusly it makes these questions. There's a lot we don't know. We know a little facts, and they could fit together a number of ways. But they seem not inherently evil.
So we keep an eye out for a lodestone in Corhall. A big one.
Yeah.
Alright, well, is everybody ready?
Yep.
How long would it take me to do a proper investigation of these robes?
I mean, do you have detect magic prepared?
Yeah.
Or sorry, identify. Do you have identify prepared?
I do.
Is identify ritual?
Yep.
All right, then you won't use
10 minutes.
10 minutes each, so half an hour of your short rest. I would say it's a not a super strenuous activity. So I would say you would still get your short rest in.
Okay.
They are all they're essentially resistant armor to they have like a resistance to non-magical, like bludgeoning, slashing, piercing weapons, but they're kind of just simple. They're not even leather armor, right? It's like what you find is that they are not actually magical. But what you find is that the fabric that it is made out of is, again, it's a very similar fabric to what your father works with, right? Where it's this like meshed material that helps prevent puncturing, or it softens a blow, or it will block a piercing weapon kind of a thing, right? Like it basically is one of those. It's a lesser form. It certainly isn't as good as some of the stuff that he would make. It's not bad quality. I just mean to say that like for it to be as light as it is, it's probably a pretty thin, like bi-weave of this material.
So in game terms, it doesn't up your AC, but it gives you resistance to those 3 things?
It gives you a +1 AC.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like, but it has no... like, where leather armor starts at, like, 12, then plus your dex mod, this is, like, 11 plus your dex mod.
So you have to choose that instead of armor.
Yeah. But it also gives you resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing weapons, non-magical. Non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing weapons.
So you get hit a bit more often, but you take less damage when you get hit.
Yeah. It's the purpose.
Cool. That actually would be really useful with one of my hammers.
So it's just meant to be like...
I need to get hit to charge it.
That's all.
Cool.
And there's 3 of them?
There's 3.
3?
Wonder if it'd be worth it. Not for me, obviously, but like...
No.
Alright. Okay. So... Do we want to do
anything?
anything?
Yeah, is there anything else you guys need to discuss? Anything you want to bring up? Anything you want to say?
I want to find out what's glittering on the horizon.
Sure. That's where you guys are heading, but I'm saying, like, are you guys needing to say anything else? No? Okay.
Alright, let's head out.
So, gathering everybody, and Ark sort of just, like, pokes his head out of the package. Let's go back. He's just sort of waiting for you guys to tell him when to come out. At this moment, he's like, he can't move as fast as you guys, so he's ready to just.
Why can't
chill.
he turn into a motorcycle?
He hasn't reached level 8, you know. He doesn't.
I super
I'll
love
see what
the
I can do.
Besides, he's a bit more like Astro Boy, you know. Like, he's gonna be a bit more.
Yo, if you can replace his legs
got
with
rocket
rocket
hands.
boosters, that'd be great.
So
When I turn Turtlet into a hoverboard, we'll be set.
fucking rush.
Please do.
So, it's not a long trip. Again, it's maybe about... You guys know that it's roughly about 5 miles till you guys would reach Corhall. At like the 3rd mile, you start to the glistening on the horizon starts to finally take shape. It's a fairly large city in silver. All the structures, the outside wall, the buildings, the citadel, that like strikes above the rest of the city, silver. Even from this distance, the glistening, that's what it looks like. It seems as if it's a shining example of
A city made
artistry.
out of silver.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Silver buildings, not a great idea. Just keeping it from tarnishing alone would be tough. Even if it was just coated. From this distance, would I have any guesses as to like what it could potentially be alloyed with?
No, you'd have theories, but you wouldn't like to have like a really good standing on what it would be. You'd have to get close. You'd have to actually inspect it.
I'm not familiar. Like, oh yeah, there's a common silver treatment people use.
Again, you could have a theory, but being very specific as to what it is, you'd have to actually inspect it.
All right.
There are alloys for sure, right? Like there are some. There's like.
I mean, it's gotta be.
There's some nickel-based alloys that like you could attach with this that could help it. But it's.
Though, like, I'm picturing like abandoned for X years, the whole Silver City, like that like multi-chrome tarnish that silver gets.
Yeah.
Like that would be sick. Like the ruins of the Silver City. Man, I wish I was a better artist. Woof.
You're just like, can we play this game but like 100 years in the future where we get to see that thing?
Yeah. I'll play as now sentient pangolin, still alive long after Liam's death. All right.
So you, but that's what you see in the distance. All right, Chelsea, you have a question? Okay. moving forward, the landscape itself is again some slight hills, and the city rests kind of in a canyon-esque formation. There is a surrounding sort of top. What am I trying to say? Like it rests at the bottom of a canyon, the city, but the citadel reaches higher than like the cliffside around it. The landscape again is dry, but it's not, you know, completely dead. You do still see grass. You do still see some animals. A mile and a half out from Corhall, you start to see rings of these sort of field tents, like field hospitals, right? Like just these encircling the town, the city, all spread out in that kind of circumference. And as you move forward, you start to see, almost seemingly out of nowhere, a cloud of dust to the north of you, heading straight towards the city itself, past the field hospitals. It's just a huge cloud of dust. And there seems to be something at the front of it. There seems to be like a bunch of forms moving at the head of this like dust trail.
Does it look like the dust is made of those figures, or the figures at the front and then there's just like dust behind?
The figures are at the front and
Okay.
they're making the dust, is what it seems like. Like it's trailing behind, and you can't tell the figures just because the distance as well as the dust is kind of obscuring. Nameless, it runs similar to like a stampede. Like it has the same sort of signs that you would see of like a herd of something. To make a dust cloud as big as it is, it would have to be something fairly large.
Owlbear stampede.
I don't know. Those guys tend to... No.
I'm just saying, how cute would that be, though?
Maybe like pygmy owlbears, but like regular owlbears are pretty terrifying. They're not all that cute.
Would you rather fight one bear-sized owlbear or a bunch of owl-sized bears?
Owl-sized bears, because that just sounds cute.
Owlbears are already bear-sized.
Bear-sized owl.
It is, yeah.
I want to move on.
Might be.
Can I get... actually, no. Nameless and Click Whistle, you have high enough passives that you would just see it. There's something in... And also Click Whistle, I guess, you would be flying. So you kind of see... In a similar vantage point as you see what looks like a giant bird flying, and it's heading towards the dust trail. And again, the dust trail is heading directly towards the city.
We're about to have like
Okay.
we're about to have like Lion King happening in like a.
Wait, okay. Sorry.
It's all good.
There's the
Go for it.
city.
Mhm.
We're coming to the city from the west.
Yep.
And then, where is the dust cloud coming from?
I would
Is
say
it
like
in the city?
no, it's not in the city. It's coming towards the city,
From the same direction we are from like another direction.
like north of you.
Okay.
And then
And there's just one bird.
So
that I'm
imagine
seeing?
imagine you're going this way, and they're coming in this way, right? Like
Perfect.
That's
That's kind of what I was seeing.
Yeah, that's why you're seeing. It's like you guys are, yeah. And then there is, but it's a very large bird. Yes. By your count, the way the sun's hitting, it's a little hard to tell specifics, but it runs as similar as an owl. And if you're going to be up in the air, Click Whistle, it's going to be hard to talk. So just so you know.
I'm gonna
like depending on how high you're trying to be is what I'm trying to say. If you want to be lower to them and like actually be level with them, it'll be That's
Can
what you see.
can I just kind of do like a wee wee sort of whistle and point and see which any of my friends notice me do that? Because I want to stay at my high vantage.
You can, you can whistle and point, and they would respond to those who want to respond to it. In terms of like, you're making a notice, so they notice.
I'm like, hey, yeah,
they do.
All right, great.
So these field hospitals, they're around the city, so the dust cloud hasn't gotten to the field hospitals yet?
They're passing through them. The field hospitals have gaps between them.
Okay.
Probably half a mile in between each field hospital.
Okay. I'm going to...
You guys are like half a mile away from this dust cloud, so it'll take a little bit to get there, but not much.
Does it look like we're going to intersect, or?
If you guys kept going towards the city, you would. Yeah.
Okay.
If you kept on your path, you would run into them.
I'd like to try and adjust Flanagan's path to meet them as early as possible.
Who's on the back of Flanagan with you?
Yeah.
You guys decide. When it
was that or the motorcycle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would not ride the motorcycle.
Okay.
Okay.
So Nameless and Nameless and Philip on Flanagan, Setlali and Liam on Pango. Great.
Yeah. I just want to try to veer to cut them off as early as possible.
It's and Liam, are you matching or are you gonna keep? Yeah. Okay. So you guys break off and start to try to meet up with them. As you get closer and closer, it is very evident that this is an animal. Like, this is a horde. This is a stampede of elephants. This is like a giant. There is 25 to 30 elephants that you can see through the dust cloud, charging towards this city. You see the owl. This bird, you this giant bird swoops down and you start to see its full shape. It's this giant owl, this spotted, and there's a moment as you're moving forward, Nameless, where you do, and Click Whistle, you see that it has a harness, and there is a saddle, and there is a rider on top of this owl, moving forward
Stole my
and down.
idea. I wanted to ride giant owls.
So we're passing through some field hospitals at this point, then, yeah? Getting close to them?
Yeah.
Does it seem like there's actually anybody in them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there are. You see them, as you're passing by these field hospitals, you see people putting people back into tents. Everybody's kind of moving, and everybody seems to be not panicked. It seems very driven, just okay, everybody. It seems like they're trying to get everybody safe. What's up, Liam? You just said.
I was gonna ask if it seemed like panic or more. Cool. Does this seem like a fairly regular occurrence? And you answered they weren't panics.
I wanna slow Flanagan down briefly to try and I want to speak to any of them that are actually staying out long enough that I can actually.
You'd have to probably fully stop to actually get their attention.
Yeah, So I wanna stop by the first hospital I see with people in it, and
okay, Philip's going to be stopping by the field hospitals, Nameless.
How far away is the thing from them? I thought we were going towards the cloud.
Quarter mile. They're not.
No, but I'm saying, did we pass through the tents to go to the cloud, or is he now going the other direction?
No. So the field hospitals have space between them, and that was where the elephants were charging through. So you guys have kind of met at the same intersection, right? You guys have met in between that space. They're still ahead of you, but you guys are getting. It would be something like this, right? Field hospitals. You guys are going in the space between. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to land and check out the field hospital with Philip.
Okay. Again, Flanagan is stopping, Nameless.
Yep.
So Philip is stopping with Flanagan to talk to these people. Click Whistle, you go ahead and touch down. Liam, are you going to stop as well, or what's going on?
Yeah, I'm following Philip's lead on this one.
Okay. That stampede continues forward. You stop. One of them is sort of like busy like helping people, and they see you arrive.
Yeah, very briefly. Just the Owl Rider. Are they with you?
Yes.
What do you need right now?
Well, mainly they're heading towards the city. See if you can help Rose stop them.
Steer them off? Okay. Yeah. And
let's ride.
And we ride. Yeah.
Great. And the three groups, nameless. It looks like you're looking at something. Do you want me to know about it while you look for it?
Yeah, I'm trying to see I was trying to see. I will then conjure 8 giant owls, and then also become a giant owl.
Okay.
And
on
fly
Flanagan?
up to the sky.
Well,
I'm gonna hop off Flanagan.
Yeah, she does a cool like.
I love the idea like
before she hits the ground,
just like leap into the air and.
Exactly.
I'm gonna open up on Pangolin and just leave Flanagan in the dust going 80 feet.
Yeah,
a second to try and get ahead of the.
You're basically you're moving twice. To you, Setlali, are you holding on tight? Yeah.
No, I stand up. I stand on top of
it.
On my shoulders, and I stand on the saddle, and we juggle.
Chelsea, when you were saying, "Can I conjure?" I thought you were about to say 30 mice.
Just stop it. Line them up.
It was not going to work. I'm glad you didn't.
But
like, it would have been a really funny idea.
I should have tried to scare them. Boom. I die.
I also turn into a mouse.
I would have.
I am King Mouse.
An elephant steps on you and you pop out of your mouse form. The elephant's still on top of you.
Yeah.
So you also get crushed as...
Flight of owls take off in, like...
You mean a court of owls? Thank you?
Yeah, a court of owls.
Thank you.
I was trying to make Fly of Dragons reference, but he's trying to make me actually use the real terms.
It's a good term.
It's a great term. It's my favorite Batman term. Court of Owls, sort of like out of the ether as she turns into her owl form, jump out with her and go into the air. You are flying in formation with the other giant owl. Is that what you're trying to do, or are you okay? I was making sure that like you're not doing your own thing. You're trying to like go with her.
Yeah, we're like making a little V formation.
So you see the rider, like they have this like these like goggles and like this helmet, and you see them sort of like turn and notice you, and then just kind of keep going in with their.
I'm gonna give them a
formation.
wink.
They don't see that. Like that's. Right. It's a little too fast movement. I don't know. You wink, and you're like, maybe it worked. We'll see later.
Also, it's day, so you're a little sleepy.
Oh, they can wink.
They can wink, and it's adorable.
Owls are known for being wise, but this one clearly has a playful side as it winks cheekily at the camera.
It's the snow owl winking, and it's the funniest thing.
So,
my head's like completely turned around too.
Yeah, just still winking.
So
just like completely backwards.
Philip, you
like
are
winking in 360.
I'm gonna get there last.
Certainly, you're a bit far behind, even pushing Flanagan a little bit. He's trying to keep up.
Me and Panther are gonna take a while.
Yeah. Pangolin is just like sort of like making a beeline. You. Actually, yeah, you and the Flyers are the first to arrive. Liam, mainly just because like you're taking the pathways that you have to like scoot them, but you're going faster than the rest of them, so it's like you kind of catch up to their. The Flyers, you're all kind of coming in. Again, it's just this. It's the stampede of about 30 elephants, and those who are flying, go ahead and give me a perception check. So Chelsea and Click. Oh, sorry, Nameless and Clickless.
And 8 owls.
No.
Oh, that's actually. You're really glad you said that because.
No, I just said no. Oh,
just means she gets.
Look at your other
no,
stuff.
my perception simmer.
So I'm like, don't
gotta add
fuck
it
with me right
in
now.
because I apparently don't have giant owl up here. Giant owl. Add that.
Well,
in.
for somebody whose idea it was,
I know, I had it forever ago, but we just kind of were like... I was I want to fly on giant owls.
Yeah, sure.
Giant owl.
Feels like
perception is the exact same. That was really great.
My perception's a 14.
For the record, I want to pull up beside the front of the stampede and wait to see what play the owl's making right away. Just see if I can follow their lead.
Yeah, that sounds fine. What's up, Chelsea?
I only had a 10. Oh, I lied! I so lied I get advantage because I'm an owl.
So
that wasn't much better. It's a 16.
Would she keep her mental stats, but
yeah,
get the advantage?
Wild shape allows her to keep her mental stats.
Okay, so she can actually keep.
It's the same perception.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it didn't matter.
She knows.
Okay.
She knows how to play her class.
Yeah, I'm a druid.
I was asking for
So 16 and click whistle. 14. Nameless. There's a few moments where, looking at the actual stampede proper, you see towards the middle of the actual, horde. It's a little hard to make out in the dust trail, but there's just one of the elephants that you can see seems to have these... It looks just slightly different. It has, these, white markings on its brow, and it has, the faintest, you swear you're seeing a faint glow in the eyes as you fly by. So the flyer on the owl starts to go down and starts to drop these pellets, these as they hit the ground, you see them just there's these little tiny contained explosions. They're not kicking up any fire. They're not actually explosive in that way. They seem more like just the powder, right? They just the actual explosive part of it that it seems more like a sound thing. They're it's just trying to direct them away. It starts to kite them just a little bit, but you guys are open. So that's what you see, Liam, in terms of what they're starting to do. Is starting to guide them away from the actual path to the city. Same with you, Nameless. You see them start to do that. You're welcome to each say what you would try to do.
So Ollie, how's your Constitution save?
Not great.
Alright.
It's a +1.
I am going to do a
didn't
dive.
You take the save room?
In formation, and then we're gonna try and keep steering them so that they won't run into us.
Okay, click whistle.
I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I think I'm gonna follow Nameless's lead. I move up into formation, the one raven amongst all the owls. And
Jackie, don't you have the ring of safety now?
We never really decided if I was taking it or not,
Okay.
so I would
No.
assume for right now, no.
Okay.
We'll give it to you in the next short rest.
I can only do that myself. Alright,
Just need a choice, buddy.
sorry, two things. I'm going to pull up just ahead and to the right. I'm gonna start casting Thunderclap at regular intervals. It won't be enough to damage them because I'm not getting within 5 feet. I just want the noise that's heard within 100 feet to try and spook them and scare them off into another direction.
Cool. Give me an intelligence with proficiency check to drive this while you're doing that.
Okay.
The speed you're going and the difficulty of trying not to get caught in the stampede and then casting the spell. Yeah, I just need a ride check. So, intelligence plus proficiency.
Okay.
Don't
Cool.
say it ain't bad.
Actually, no, this one rolled better for Ame. Maybe it'll like me. Yeah, that's 21.
Very successful.
Alright, unfortunately, Stella's within 5 feet of me. Can I not have it here?
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'll say,
Okay,
like,
cool.
the way you're directing it is in a way where it's not, for now.
Cool.
For now. When I can think on the rules a little bit more, I might change that. But, like, that would mean you would also be affecting Pangolin, and that just doesn't seem, like, very appropriate. So, Click Whistle, Nameless, go ahead and roll me some... I would say just, like, dexterity checks. This is just basically, and you can add your proficiency because you are proficient in flying, right? This is just basically the same type of thing of like trying to guide these things while also staying within a safe distance. Lolly, did you want to do anything?
I don't think I can. So.
I mean, you have your Radiant Sunbolts available to you, and seeing what Liam is doing, you could attempt to do a similar thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Guess.
I just mean to say that it's like that is like an option to you, right? You know?
We're riding along the side of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then
if the stampede is this, you two are on this side.
So then I'm gonna take my staff and like drag it on the ground so that there's like dust, so it has to move away,
Sure.
from it.
Sure, it's. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. You guys are in front of... You're kind of, like, slightly in front of them, so you're trying to, like, kick up the dust to get into their eyes, or, like, you're just trying to, like... push it up further so that they have to get confused. Okay, sure. Go ahead and give me I'd say it's a strength check to try to, like, dig into the ground with your staff and do that. And just to kind of keep it even. Fly checks on the two of you?
23.
So for me...
Yeah.
It was only
all I need
7,
is you.
And then the other birds were 18.
I'll allow it just to be cut. I was basically just saying one check for all of you, but I'll allow it to be the 18. That's fine. No, I didn't say it right, so that's what I mean. It's all good.
The flock gives her advantage.
Yeah, like basically, that's what it amounts to.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I totally understand.
No, it's all good. Yeah, and Jackie, the roll.
I got a 6. It doesn't work. It's okay.
You just get dust in your eyes instead.
I fall off.
Just don't fall off. That's the thing.
Okay, you don't lose your staff.
Oh, that would have been so bad. I didn't even think of that being a possibility.
There's a moment where it's like you're trying to drag it in, and it's just going a little too fast, where it just like the staff goes, and you bring it back, and you're like, nope. So you just you rest it back in there. It was a fine idea. It just like it had some bad parameter. Yeah, bad. So between your thunderclaps, Liam, and this like guiding flight and the explosives from above, you start to actually succeed in kiting the rest of the herd. I would say at this point, Philip, you're reaching the back. Like all of them are towards the front. You would be at the back of the stampede at this point.
They're churning now. Yeah.
They're starting to turn, but you guys are getting pretty close to the start of the incline into the city.
They're all trumpeting real loud and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
they're very loud. But you are
noise.
hearing Liam's thunderclaps go off. One other thing that I would want to mention to you, Nameless, because you saw it originally, was that the elephant in the middle, the one that had like the potentially glowing eyes and like the weird little, it's not moving. In the sense of like everybody else is trying to veer off, it's like trying to push things back. You can see it's trying to push them back towards. It's trying to maintain. It's trying to maintain their thing. That's all. It's his turn. I just want to let you know that like you are affecting this. Philip's going to take his turn real quick, and then it's to you. Okay.
Oh no, I just have a question about that. Like, does anyone else seem to have seen that, or is it just me?
That's why I'm only telling you, just you.
No, I meant like I know that like Bridget, but like the other person hasn't seen it. Do I know? Like, do they seem to?
I can't tell you that information.
Okay.
If they've seen it, you don't know.
Cool.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. I'll say Flanagan's you can.
I can anything that targets myself. I can also have target him.
I meant more just like being able to cast while you rode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want both Flanagan and I to be able to comprehend and speak to these elephants.
Certainly. That's your action to cast that. I would say you'd still have, if you wanted to start trying, you could. Like,
well,
you're not hearing any speech from the stampede. It is really just trumpeting. It's not like actual like things being said. Yeah.
Just a lot of.
Yeah, it's a lot of
It sounds like panicked or whatever, or just screaming.
Not panicked.
Okay.
It's like battle cries, war cries. Like as you cast the spell, you start to and I guess technically nameless. You would actually. I'm sorry, I should say this to you as well. These trumpets don't sound like panic. They sound like war cries. It sounds aggressive. It sounds focused.
Okay. I start like shouting war cries as well, and I start giving directions to the target. Which way are they kiting right now? Are they kiting them?
What do you mean target?
Which way have the elephants been getting churned right now?
I would say this direction, like easterly.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to from behind them just start shouting like they're just start shouting like churn right, they're getting away, they're running away to the right, go get them.
Give me a deception check.
Yeah.
Deceive these
Lies
elephants.
in elephants.
Flanagan as well is shouting these things.
Then he's shouting it too.
To the right.
Everything you trumpet in a box to the right.
That's a 7. How about Flanagan's roll for deception?
No.
These elephants are like, get stuffed.
He allowed you to not make it at disadvantage. How about that?
Disadvantage?
They're a stampede! What do they care what you're saying?
I'm giving them something to stampede about. I don't know.
That can't be something to stampede
I do love that. That's great. Sorry. I already answered your question. That's right. Just making sure. Okay.
How close are we getting to this city?
Fairly. It's still an incline of about a mile, right? Like you see that it's like there's still a mile to go before you actually hit the city. Can I get one last? I don't want to say one last, but can I get like another? Are you guys going to try to do something different? Are you going to do the same thing?
I have a bad idea.
Just say it.
Sorry. So I'm going to start to pull even more ahead. I'm gonna tell Pangolin to hold course. I'm going to try and adjust so I'm facing the elephants. And I'm going to start trying to eye bite them one at a time and use Frighten. So they have to move away from me.
Oh.
Okay.
I could do, if I succeeded, I can do 1 per round, 10 seconds. I could do 6. Assuming I succeed on
you can
all
do
of
10.
them, I could make...
Rounds of
10?
6 seconds.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Yeah, so I'm going to try to do that. And I'm just targeting, like, I'm in the lead, so, like, closest to me, next to him, I'm just trying to keep casting.
Oh my god. He's gonna create like an Indy 500 pile up.
Here's the problem.
Okay.
You can make your eye bite first, but you're going to have to make a continuous ride check.
Yep. So I don't have to do anything for eye bite. It's them who has to. It's them who has to save.
No,
themselves.
I'm saying you can.
But yeah,
I'm saying you get your eye bite first. That's what that effect happens first. But then I'm gonna need you to make
then
some
I'll have
ride
to
checks.
keep riding. Yeah.
All right. If you're trying to pull this fucking crazy ass stunt. Everybody else,
I have a bad idea.
think about what you want to do while I roll real quick. What's the DC?
Wisdom 16.
16.
Yeah.
You affect the first one, and it starts to. It immediately starts to veer off.
It's terrified of me. As if I were a mouse.
As if you're a mouse. Roll your ride. Click whistle. Nameless. Doing anything? Anything new, different?
Yeah, I'm gonna go fly up to like closer to where the other bird is, with the rider.
Yeah.
And tell them about the
How? You're an owl.
Through my talking with animals. I'm talking to another owl.
Oh, you're talking. Okay, you're talking to the owl. I thought
She doesn't want to talk to a human, Tyler.
Sorry.
One.
I'm sorry. I understand.
You.
I understand now.
Who else would I talk to?
I don't know, but like you said, the one with the rider. So I thought you were trying
I said
to
I'm going to go to the other bird and talk to them.
Okay.
Anyways, do I do that?
Yeah, you can go up there and do that. That's fine. Yeah.
What do they say back to me?
What? I'm sorry. You're talking to them and you're indicating that middle. What did you say? Is what I missed.
Yeah, sorry, you broke up really bad on my end. Did you ask what I said?
Yeah.
Oh, I had a question actually before that, really quick, because I meant to ask it. No, does it look like anything, like, this is an out of character question.
That's fine, go for it.
When we, wild shape, is there any way to tell that I'm not a wild, like I'm not the actual animal, that I'm a wild shaped animal?
Yes. But only to other druids.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is that what that looks like?
Yeah.
The sparkly eye thing.
Yeah.
Great. That's what I want to communicate.
Okay.
That's what I figured, but then I was like, I should actually ask that before I say that. So that's what I want to communicate.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like a normal person does not see this thing. But
yeah, I kind of figured so.
Is a thing that they get to see.
I hate that all the druids we met are mean.
And you're a very nice one.
I'm so for the record, 24.
24, awesome. You definitely keep up. Click whistle.
I think I kind of, I want to see if I can communicate with the rider. Like, can I kind of fly close and be like, hey, what's up with the elephants?
Sure. So, like, coming up there and shouting, they kind of just, like, and they continue to kind of, they seem preoccupied to, like, try to stop them.
Stuff.
Yeah, they're not really answering the question. They're a little caught up in that.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like
help.
they don't care. It just doesn't seem like they have a moment
They're
to like
too
spend
busy.
on that. Yeah.
That's fair.
So you still have stuff. You still have a second to do something else. I just mean to say, like, you don't get a lot out of that.
Too busy. All right.
And Nameless, the other owl, just kind of indicates like, I understand, and starts to like, you see that owl start to guide its rider towards the elephant you pointed out.
We follow.
So you start to see the owl and the other 8 with Nameless start to rest over a specific elephant, and at that indication, you start to notice that it has like a marker on it that is different than the rest of the elephants. That's all you don't see the eyes. You just see like there's like this like white something on the elephant's like hide.
Is there any chance it's within 60 feet of me?
Yeah, it would certainly be within 60 feet of you. But that's not the one that you said you were going to.
No, for the first one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can do this 10 more times. If I see them doing that, I might for another one.
Give me a perception.
I'm gonna try and target that.
Give me a perception check to see. Set Lolly. Do you want to do anything? I'm trying to make this like.
Yeah.
Come on. Anybody want to do anything?
Yeah, I would like to turn around because also if Liam turned around, then like
Right.
that's weird if I'm just staring at Liam. And then I mean it is. And now I have 60 feet on my staff, so I would like to try to do Radiant Sunbolt through that. But do I... Okay, so here's the thing. I guess I have to do a perception check as well to see if I notice the druid.
Yeah.
So I would like to do that first.
Okay.
I got 9. I'm assuming I failed.
It's not...
Yeah.
There's a lot of dust everywhere. There's a lot of other elephants that you're trying to ride. Like, it was already a pretty hard roll for you anyway.
Makes sense.
A question. When druids are wild shaped, do they count as shape changers?
For what
Does shape changing...
For what context?
Does a shape changer mean... So, would this apply to somebody in wild shape?
What's the spell's name? Yes, it would.
It does?
It would.
I want this information.
Love a pocket ace.
Okay.
So, Jackie,
I got a 15.
15. You start to notice that the owls and start to kind of like focus more directly in the middle, and barely through it, you're seeing something in the middle there that looks slightly different, but not really that well. Click Whistle, were you going to do something? I got you. I'm just trying to like make sure that everybody's...
No, I'm saying great.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
I'll keep flying and I'll
Are
shout.
you flying in formation with the rest of them, or are you flying off to the side still?
I'll fly off to the side. I'll keep up with the rider.
You're trying to like kite. Well, the rider went again. The rider.
Oh,
went
with the
over,
rest of the.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like, are you moving? Sorry, are you moving with the birds, or are you staying outside on your own?
I'll stay a little outside on my own.
Okay.
I kind of want to keep it a general eye.
Because everybody else is moving away from kiting them to the side. So, Lally, are you still going to try to do?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me an attack roll. And then Philip, it's you, and then we're going back to Nameless.
This bonus action, it's gonna like kind of reach back.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. You said you wanted the elephant to do what, Liam?
Panicked, so he has to move away from me.
And it just immediately starts turning to the right. At that, Jackie, you actually get a clear line of sight at the thing that you were looking for. And it starts to...
Can you imagine? Oh, sweet. Like...
I know. Boom.
One elephant is able to kind of like guide itself away, but it rams into another one, and it is starting a chain of tumbling elephants. We will see after your attack how bad it gets.
Oh no.
21.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough to like spook another one, or like to actually hit it to the point where the entire stampede now starts to hit itself. Liam, do you want to go in and give me a ride check because you're in front of all of it to see if you can get out of the way in time?
Let's ride.
And
I'm less worried about him and more worried about me.
I'm sorry, it is your turn, Philip. Sorry, so
you skipped me a couple times.
I didn't skip you a couple of times. I'm trying to go back and forth. What is your thing? They are starting to tumble. So you're getting at the very front of this, is what I'm trying to say. You're starting at the very beginning of this tumble.
I see them tumbling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna veer off to the side and basically get out. And instead of like running straight towards them now, I'm just gonna like kind of like veer to the side.
Okay.
I'm also gonna like open like the flap of the of the bag that that Ark is in. It's kind of like reach in and like just like snap like get his attention.
Hello. Whoa. We are moving quite expediently.
We need to stop this elephant stampede. It's trying to destroy Corhall.
He like looks to the side. Good luck.
I just wanted you to know what's happening.
He goes back in the bag.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He doesn't know what
tracks.
to do.
Yeah,
if you fucking want to make some food, he's totally your guy. But
I want to ride alongside.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to move myself to like moving alongside them and as all this is going, I want to... For my action, I want to Divine Sense.
Okay.
Are any of them... Is there any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet?
They have a fey nature to them.
Okay, so these are summoned elephants.
You could reason.
Basically.
You could reason that, yeah, the stampede itself is some sort of conjuration.
This is a powerful druid.
Do I see anything... Okay, so do I notice anything as they're starting to, like, fall, like, in particular? They're not, like, poofing out of existence or anything? They're...
Like
not yet. Not yet. They're not, nothing is... It doesn't seem like it's affected them too much. Go ahead and roll, buddy.
Bonus action?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop Moonbeam in the middle of the pack. Or like, at the front of the pack as they're all, like, moving in.
Yeah,
so they all,
yeah,
like,
you're
pass
trying to,
through
like, hit them as they go through. What's the roll?
That is a critical 20.
Oh!
Making the total 28.
A critical 20 instead of a critical fumble? Is that what you're trying to...
You know, I didn't hit. It's not a hit, so it's not a critical hit. But I did crit.
Well, that is a wonderful maneuver. Like, Setlali, as you're shooting this beam and you start to see the elephants sort of tumble into each other and push forward, and you see a moonbeam drop right in the center of this, or like towards the front of the stampede, pretty much kind of like in front of you, and all these elephants are semi like tumbling through it as they all coalesce into this one big ball of broken bones and I mean that's what you're hearing anyway. Liam, you do this sick like 360 spin.
Yeah, you know, at the last race of Speed Racer, where he's like whipping through like the things, it's like drifting through between collapsing elephants. Pangolin jumps.
like a mix between Speed Racer and Tarzan.
Yeah.
And as you come out to the backside, you're like halfway, and you're off to the side. You do this beautiful move. It's the best ride ever. Setlali, you're very impressed. You don't actually have to be. I just mean to say it's very impressive. As the moonbeam strikes down, they have to make a Constitution saving throw, correct?
Yes.
Am I near this? Or any of my birdies?
You guys are certainly. So I need. I would say I would. It's only how big of an area?
40-foot high cylinder, 5-foot radius. So it's basically 4 squares, 40-foot high.
Yeah, they
have to go through like that specific. It basically takes up the space that an elephant would take up.
You wouldn't be. You are not in danger of actually passing through it. You would have seen it with enough, wherewithal to get out of the way. So does the owl rider, like kind of go off. But a bunch of these elephants are going into it. Yeah.
And it's stationary, so it's likely they're gonna like pass through and not really end up staying in it.
Right. What's the DC?
15. 15.
Okay. Yeah. They all pass through. Yeah, I mean, like only a select few pass through of the 30 elephants, right? And so, like, at this, half of the stampede has now broken and like fallen to the side. The other half, led by the main, the main one that you've seen, Nameless, continues forward. They basically just run over the bodies and keep moving forward.
Do they run through the moonbeam?
They do. So that those are the ones that I was rolling for. So 5 of them. Basically, so like 15 are left of these elephants as they charge through.
Did the
5 of them passed, including the one with the marking.
It did.
But the other 10 didn't.
Even at disadvantage.
Oh, they make their saving throw.
They make the save at disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Why? Is it because of the moonbeam?
It's just the nature of the spell says that they make it a disadvantage.
A shape changer makes it a disadvantage, and if they
Yeah.
fail, they're forced out of their form into.
Not certain why it's a disadvantage.
I have Moonbeam, so I was like, oh, that's cool. I just didn't know, so I was asking.
And it did not succeed.
Did not succeed. Okay.
Yes.
I guess I gotta roll the damage for it.
Oh.
It's only 5 damage.
It also instantly reverts back to its normal.
But they're
form.
surrounded by elephants.
That are stampeding.
Yeah, they're gonna pop out into druid form in the middle of a stampede of elephants.
Philip, you.
Oh my god, I hope
beautiful.
I hope it's her. I hope it's her. I hope she dies.
It's that bitch. This
I hope
druid
it's
better
her.
be that.
I hope she dies. I hope she know what she did to me. I hope she don't know. But I am never gonna forgive her. Yeah,
That's
okay,
satisfaction.
Sure.
Let go.
All right. Give me like 5 seconds to like conceptually understand.
Philip, you
what's going
beautiful shit eater.
on.
Oh.
It was really low damage, but like
So passing
The
through,
effect is.
I never thought I'd get to use this like effect. But
and it seems like the dust cloud and all the other effects that have been going on have distracted them enough that as they plow through, they don't actually see the moonbeam in front of them. And as they do, you see it try its hardest to like get out of the way, and it just still ends up going through it. And as it like passes through, you see it sear through the like it like sears and tears out into its normal form, and no longer an elephant, and sort of like tumbles. Yeah, that's a fail. Tumble and into the broken bodies of the elephants, and the rest of them keep moving, and some of them get seared by the moonbeam and move on, but they continue to charge towards the city. But you do see like one elephant distinctly turn into something and then get lost underneath all of the bodies and all of the dust of the rest of the stampede, still moving towards the city. And in the next round, you see the owl rider sort of like rear back as it's like they're trying to get back in front of the elephants. It rears back, and you see the whole 14 rest of the elephants ram into a field. Like an invisible force blocks them, and you see them ram into it, and a ripple goes through a bubble that basically is surrounding the mile marker of Corhall.
Wow, it's a good thing I'm not in front of all the elephants anymore.
Jesus Christ.
Woof.
Would have been an unpleasant surprise.
The dust is still everywhere. It is, and you're hearing the broken trumpets and the sort of like wailings of the elephants. And with your speakers, you're basically the two of you are here. Yeah, they're still rallying war cries, even through the pain, even through all this. That's basically just continuing to be like a run kind of a war cry kind of thing.
What happened to the 14 who hit that wall?
They just ran into a wall,
Okay.
kind of like crash, and then
did they scatter, or are they still pushing that wall?
they're still pushing it. Like a few of the ones in the front stopped moving, the ones that got hit by the moonbeam, and so like other ones are like hitting it and then have like moved out from around it. The dust is still like it's very very hard visibility. Nameless, you were saying something.
I want to go look at the body of the new thing, whatever it is.
It's very descriptive. Thank you.
I technically don't know it's a druid 100% for sure. I'm 99.99% sure.
Right.
So I don't want to say druid.
Are you still in owl form?
Oh yeah, we're gonna swoop on down, all 8 of 9 of us.
All right. Give me. I mean, it's disadvantage if you're just looking. If you want to land
down. By where the
sure, but you're looking is what my point is. Is that it's like if you want to inspect the area, you have to touch down. And you have to there's bodies everywhere. There's dust everywhere. If you want to go to where the body landed, it's a perception check. If you're just trying to swoop by, right? That's what I'm saying.
No, I'd like to land. Yes, I would like to land where the bodies.
Okay, so you're staying in owl form.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you move down. Give me a perception check, or I guess, perception at disadvantage. But because you have advantage as an owl,
but I get
neutral.
advantage.
Yeah.
Gosh darn, it's a 10.
It's really hard to make anything out. You're seeing the bodies of the elephants, and there's a lot of noise going on. You can't find anything. You know that you're around the place where they were.
I'll just keep looking, really, but...
Alright, anybody else? Do you have anything you want to do?
I see Nameless land. I'm gonna trot up to her.
Okay.
Well, no, I can't really talk to her at this point. I'm gonna continue.
Yeah, you can. You still have speak with animals on, dude.
I do have speak with animals on. That's right.
Wait, is Moonbeam's not concentration, is it?
It is concentration.
Is speak with animals?
It is not.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just kind of trot by Nameless. It's gonna be like, did you see that one? Did you see? Do you know?
When I
did you
saw it, yeah, no, that's what I'm looking.
Okay. I'm also gonna be looking.
Okay. Liam?
I'm just gonna pull up beside where the elephants are still pushing against the wall and keep doing eye bite.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I won't roll for it. You're able to do whatever you want to do with him. If you want him to drive away, you're able to kind of scoot them off.
Picking them off one at a time with panic.
Yeah. Click what's
I wanna. Where's that owl rider at?
Still in the air, kind of circling around. You see them kind of taking a surveillance. Seeing Liam do what he's doing, they start to kind of fly down and help out.
Try to startle?
guide. Not so much startle. They're just trying to help guide away from the city.
Okay.
The barrier, anyway.
I guess then I'll start helping with that. I'll just hey, get away from there, and flying around and kicking elephant heads and Okay, making it a problem.
Get out of here!
Shoot!
Get out of my laboratory.
Elephants!
Dee.
Get your elephants!
Nameless, what is your armor class? As an owl?
Really
Giant
high.
owl? I'm pretty sure it's what?
It's a fully barded owl. To be fair,
Yeah, man.
covered in spiky metal armor with a gun.
Has a little helmet and everything.
12?
That's what I thought. You hear the twang of a string being pulled taut and let go, and into your owl form, an oak arrow sticks out, and from where it hits into you, out sprouts vines. And can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Plus 4. I'm
Wow.
not.
Dude,
And since he's close to you, you get a +4, but also this is affecting you too.
Okay.
And Flanagan. So go ahead and give me
16.
16? Alright.
Druid bow battle,
21.
Druid bow battle.
Flanagan's dex is... He's either got a 12 or a 10. So it's a 14.
Oh, I'm
Plus-
sorry. Because it hit you, you actually get disadvantage. Sorry about that. good.
Hold 14. So he's got at least
16.
an 18. He might have a 19, depending on.
I trust you. I mean,
Well, he gets the +4 from me. He rolled a 14. I can't remember.
that's what I mean. It's
12
like
or 10
I trust you. Like even with the +4, he
10 decks.
he
Cool.
succeeded. So it's like
18.
You said 16 altogether.
With the +4, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just under. Unfortunately.
Of course it is. Of course it
It's
is.
like one off. Like you were so close. Like your original roll would have been
Meh,
fine.
meh, meh.
I'm sorry. The arrow hit you. As you get wrapped, you take. First off, you take 4 points of damage, piercing damage as the arrow hits you, and the entanglement sprouts out from you and wraps your owl form until you fall to the side, and the vines try to lash out at you, Philip and Flanagan. Flanagan's able to kind of just like do like one of those elk leaps out of the way.
Do I
Dressage.
also have news for my other 8 owls?
I'm sorry.
I have
didn't
8
say they touched
owls. Yes, I did.
Oh, Panther was also
Like they did.
around with us too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, they didn't. They're just flying in the air. Then.
Okay. Do you want to
They've been
roll
following me
for
everywhere
your 8
else, so
owls?
I don't know.
Do you want
I
to
was
roll
just
for your
asking,
8
don't-
owls?
I was just asking if I needed to. That was all. I don't know. They can live their life and be free,
Yeah.
and then help me when I need them to. So that's
Yeah.
fine. I was asking to be an honest player. How dare I?
I mean, I feel like I didn't ask you for that, for the concept of I wasn't needing them to roll because they weren't going to be affected by it.
Beautiful. I love it.
I feel
Let's
like we're on the same
continue
page
on.
now, right?
I was trying to be honest, God.
I appreciate it. Anyway, moving forward.
But yeah, but Panther is with them. Do I have to roll for Panther?
Would he have run up to you landing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He's my papa.
All right. Then
Unfortunately,
yeah.
I would
Then
like
yeah.
to say no, but
No, then that's why I'm just trying to like roll for him. Roll for him. He's got to roll. But yeah.
saving throw
Yes, please.
as well.
Dexterity. Yes.
Dexterity as well.
Yes.
Not good. It's 12.
12. All right. He is also entangled. And from the dust clouds, you see an Eladrin man step forward, and they have this sort of just like wild green kind of texture to their skin. It's like one of those. It's like this weird sort of like sheen, like a calm spring. And on their forehead is that same sort of like white strip, almost like a tattoo. And they're wielding a bow, very similar to yours, but from here you can tell it's of an oak make. This branch is sturdier. It doesn't have as many like where yours is like an intertwining branch. This one is more just like a solid. Etched. It has like 4 different blossoms on it as well.
Oh, he's leveled up, I see.
And he draws another bow. He draws another arrow, and he like knocks another arrow, and he's about to shoot it at you, Philip. But I would say at this point you have an opportunity to fight back. Nameless, you are pinned. The rest of you, the dust would have cleared enough that like while you're doing these other things you can see it, but it's going to take a turn to get back and like do something about it.
Okay. I'm going to... How far away is he?
I'd say maybe like 20 feet, not far.
Do I have time for movement? Or...
Yeah.
Before he fires?
Yeah.
Uh,
That's kind of what I'm saying, is that like as as the arrow left and hit Nameless, they came into view. You jumped away with Flanagan. You have your movement to be up.
Yeah, I'm going to rush with Flanagan and get in his face. What are the rules for dismounting?
It, as I recall, dismounting takes a bonus action at least.
Okay, cool.
That's what I'm going to say for right now, as I recall.
Cool. That's my plan then. Is I'm going to kind of rush, hop off, and take 2 attacks. I want Flanagan to also try to
ram him with his
Yeah. So Flanagan to that's what I want. Ideally, I would like Flanagan to kind of rush by him, and as he goes to the antlers, I want to kind of dismount, jump off and be there. And if I get to take attacks after that, I'd like to take attacks.
Yeah, I mean, you would still have your action.
Okay.
The bonus action would be to get off.
Excellent. Yeah, that's what I want to do. And since he's 20 feet away, Flanagan can do a charge.
Yes.
And try to ram him. So that's going to be what I open with.
All right, go ahead and make Flanagan's attack, and then make your 2 attacks.
Okay. That's cocked.
Looks like 16.
17. It's a
It's a +1
Plus.
to his hit. Okay.
though the Rams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was +5 to hit. I'm an idiot. Wait.
Yeah, because
Oh, 6 is the average. I forgot
Yeah.
monster damage. Yeah, so 16.
16.
Yeah.
That does hit.
All right, excellent. So his damage then is it's a 1d6 plus 3, and then he takes an extra 2d6, and then has to make a saving throw.
Okay.
That's 12 bludgeoning damage total, and if he passes the throw, he doesn't go prone. If he fails the throw, he goes prone.
He does pass,
Okay.
but yeah. So Flanagan kind of hits him, and you see him spin the bow, and in the dust it was hard to see, but you see that the other half of the bow is actually hardened, it's still made of the same oak, but when he when Flanagan hits against him, he's able to put the other end of the bow, and it rings like hitting metal.
Okay.
But the antlers still hit him on the side as you jump off and you're making your 2 attacks against him.
Cool. So that's basically it. It's as Flanagan rushes by, I want to use that distraction and kind of hop off and then try to hit him with the
You're able
blind
to
side.
do so.
Excellent. 2 attacks. Oops.
Just be thinking about what you guys want to do.
Okay. One is a 16 and the other one is a natural 20.
Nice. Those both hit. I mean,
yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's roll. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the. I guess I can just roll it all together.
We'll just roll the basic damage first. Do one that was not a critical.
The regular
first,
attack.
and then do the crit.
D8 plus 5. Regular attack does 12.
12. Okay.
And then the crit. Let's see, what's the rules on Savage again?
Classic, bougie, ratchet.
It's racial
feature,
feat.
yeah.
Score critical hit. Roll one of the dice an additional time, and I take.
So you get to roll 2
So 2d8 on top of.
on your max damage, which is 13
Yes.
Yeah.
Max damage is 13.
plus 2d8.
2d8. I'm also going to smite
So another 2
at first level. I don't know if smite damage. I don't know if smiting is included in the crit or not.
Yes, it is because by the nature of how we've done other people's crits, like sneak attack and stuff, I counted. So let me just back this up a little bit. Then, if you're doing a level 1 smite, you're getting 3d8 at max,
Yes, 24.
24.
Plus the...
Plus 2d8 because of the weapon dice critical. And then an additional 1d8 because of smite. So you're getting 24 base damage.
Plus the 5.
Plus 5. I usually do that too.
At the end.
Yeah, so 24 base damage, roll 3d8, and then plus 5.
As the kids say,
woof. 3d8? 3d8. Yeah. Oh, because of the my savage attacks. So is it 4d8 total?
No, I'm saying 3d8 with your savage. One of the 1d8.
Oh, right, because I only roll 1 extra for the divine smite.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. That's an additional 15.
So 39 plus 5 is 44 points of damage.
Plus 13 from the first attack.
Plus 12 from the first attack. It
was a 7, right.
So 45?
Yeah, and this is just like 2 just gut blows, swinging try to knock the wind out of him.
So as he blocks with one end of his bow on his antlers, it's enough to distract that he has this whole open spot, and you kind of come in with the war pick and hit him on the side. And that first one, you see him take it, and he's but it gives you enough of a breath to try to do this spin charge divine smite, just pow on the other side. You see him just kind of buckle under the pressure of the second hit, and you certainly hear broken ribs through the armor, and you see him just cough up a whole bunch of blood instantly as he crumples a little bit and tries to get back up, and immediately looks at you with a mixture of just rage and fear. So the other 3 people, you would be able... This is basically you having to take that time to get there. It is now his... Oh, sorry, yeah, you have a chance to break out.
Well, that, Panther, and the owls, are they not allowed to do anything during this time?
The owls can do it, but Panther is entangled. Remember, he didn't make the save.
That's what I'm saying, am I able to roll, or is that, do I have to wait? I'm trying to say...
No.
So the 2 of us can break, and the owls can...
Yes.
Cool. So they are going to do what is called a flyby. They are going to swoop down, talon attack, and then swoop away. And they do not get an attack of opportunity because it's a special skill.
Right.
8?
Well, they're just regular owls, right?
They're giant owls.
You can summon 8 giant owls? Wow.
They're 1/4.
Yeah. No, it's. I'm not complaining. I'm saying it's impressive.
We're gonna kill this guy.
Not bad. I'm just impressed.
I'm trying to kill him.
I'm trying not to kill him, but this might do it.
8 owls.
So +3 to hit. What was a natural 20?
Yikes.
7 more attacks, please.
Huh?
7 more attacks, please.
I used to always roll for them as 1. Oh, no, I didn't. That's unfortunate.
Oh my god.
That's not what that was.
Oh my god.
14.
Okay.
I dropped it, so I'll use this other dice. Good, this one's worse, so 6.
Okay.
That's cocked. 8. 20. 16. 21.
3 regular hits, 1 critical hit.
Okay. So that's 2d6.
So just do the regular hits first.
And you said 3 of them?
3.
9. 13 total. 20 total. And then
the critical hit. So we have 20
critical.
Already, right? Okay, we'll start there. He's already had 20 damage done to him. Let me get back to him. Okay.
I just wanted to knock him unconscious. I didn't know this would kill him.
Yeah.
Are they attacking non-lethally?
I mean, no, she never said that.
I didn't
so
specify.
No.
I forget that I have to do that.
So, the owl,
I don't...
with the critical hit, what do they roll? 2d6 for damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so 12, then roll an additional d6.
1!
13,
Hey!
plus whatever damage bonuses that they get.
That's it.
They don't get like a 2d6 plus something, they just get 2d6?
Plus 1.
Plus 1, okay, so 14. 14 damage on the crit.
Wowza babowza.
This
Poor
guy's
guy.
dead.
I mean, he's an asshole. but
As
this poor guy.
the 8 owls... like, the ones that don't hit are basically because they're trying to watch out for Philip. Right? They're attempting to make sure that they're not... You know, it's this thing where he's also kind of, like, defending against 12 different creatures right now.
He wasn't
and
ready.
he seems very beaten, very bruised, and I mean, yeah, it's his turn, and then you guys would be able to go.
Can I try to break out, though, me and Panther?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
What do I roll? What is the...
Do you want to break out with strength or dexterity?
Dexterity for
Then
me?
roll me a dexterity check.
They're both the same? Like, can Panther use strength instead? They're
Yeah.
the same. Never mind.
Yeah.
So we'll just use dexterity. I like it.
Okay.
For me, 17.
Okay.
For Panther, 5.
You are able to, like, wrestle out of it, and you see Panther is still kind of, like, bound within it.
Bound.
Great. So this druid,
He's taking like 80 damage. Between
You asked
Flanagan,
me to
me,
think
and
what
you.
I was gonna do, I did it.
yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just this guy just took like 80 damage in like 6 seconds.
We don't even know if he's really an asshole. This could all just be a rescue mission or something.
Sorry,
We were told by one
I
guy.
just need to. I'm
He
just
seemed to be
looking
on
at
the other
one
side
thing.
of the people in hospitals, which generally tends to be a bad guy thing.
Well, they told us to stop it, not kill him.
Again, I meant to say non-lethally. I just forget because we don't fight very often, so I forgot.
But when I do
More
fight,
so recently,
I fight
though, which is
lethally.
kind of fun.
I know, which is great. But then normally I'm trying to kill the people then, so I just kind of forgot.
That's fair.
I mean,
You weren't trying to
also-
non-lethally attack the that fight in Felrin.
Philip did cave in his probably entire rib cage
Yeah, but it's not
with
going to kill
those
him instantly.
hits. Yeah,
He can
yeah.
be
Also
healed or
trampled
by
by
some
elephants.
hospitals.
He's hemorrhaging internally for sure.
So you
I'm just trying to
see,
disable him.
you see him. You see. I was trying to remember the nature of this spell, but I was like, yeah, he'd probably have this one. Last night, I was like, yeah, this is probably a good one. And yes, it is. This is a perfect moment to use the spell. You see him like look down at the ground between all of you. At the blades of grass, right? And you see him touch down on the blade and look directly at you, Philip, and like this, like just like the blood dripping from his lips, and just to kind of give like a gruff like incantation, and you see him into the ground, into the grass.
Attack of opportunity.
Lawnmower.
He just starts hitting the...
Just start like digging into the earth.
Damn it, we need goats, quick!
Yeah. We just need one of those push lawnmowers.
Can you make some moles? Is she still an owl? Did she get to keep her owl form?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
still an owl right now.
Oh, wouldn't they? Oh, no, that's not concentration.
Can I get
Oh, but the owls would have been. Wouldn't they have been?
what?
I think when you conjure creatures, that's not concentration.
Concentration.
It's not a concentration.
Oh, okay, cool.
We've had to do this a lot of
they
times.
were.
I've always asked you, are they concentration? You're like, no, they just exist.
Listen, I was hoping that maybe this would have gone differently. You're right.
Sure.
Sorry. They're not.
Can I get a perception check from everyone, though?
Yes.
Everyone?
Yeah,
Everyone?
from everyone.
I lied. It does say their concentration.
Oh, well, that's interesting, isn't it? There's a few times where you've had damage done to you.
I don't think that's true, because that's why I'm asking the question. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure you've always made me roll for it. That's why I asked the question.
Okay.
I mean, too late now. I already done killed him, and he's in a blade of grass, so.
17.
12.
16.
Jackie,
8.
are you gonna roll?
I was hoping to just
Are you
forget
gonna
mine.
roll perception there, Nameless?
I'm sorry, I was reading my concentration.
I wasn't concentrating. I was too busy reading.
Excuse me, I
about
was
it.
concentrating.
20. Oh. $23.
Okay.
Nice.
So, Nameless, as you see him disappear,
That's where she'll be.
that's where she'll be. Yeah, that's right. As you see him disappear, everyone else, you're kind of like, what the fuck just happened? And Nameless, in your head, you're like, that's not possible. And you look out, and sure enough, to the northeast, you see a figure just probably about 120 feet away.
Are the elephants still just rhyming the wall?
No, at this point, they're gone.
Okay.
All of the elephants have disappeared because his concentration is certainly dead by this point.
Do I see him go off? No, just nameless.
No,
right?
just Nameless. Nameless. I'm just saying, you're seeing the figure run away.
I fly.
Are we able to
I
follow
follow.
her?
And I shout out to Philip. Oh, who can't? I forgot. He doesn't hear it.
I have
but
speak
shout,
with animals.
He's there.
I speak with animals.
It's concentration. We had this when we did the moonbeam.
Speak with animals isn't concentration. He asked me earlier. It's not. It just lasts for 10 minutes.
I thought you said it was. He's over there.
I see. I move the moonbeam. How far is he from the moonbeam right now?
120.
I can move the moonbeam half that distance, and I get on Flanagan and ride.
He seems to be moving. He seems to be booking it too. Like, he's not moving slow. Does anybody move faster than 100 feet?
Is he moving 100 feet? Flanagan dashes.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like,
I mean,
Can
I
Pangolin
could
dash?
dash.
I can dash as well, technically.
no. I'm gonna say that Pangolin has that upper speed in the sense of like,
Okay, but
like,
can't dash. That's his max.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That would be like, I can move anywhere in between this range, right? Like, he doesn't get tired, so it's like it's the point.
Makes sense.
Sorry, what'd you say, Nameless?
I can also dash 120 feet.
120? Okay. Anybody who can actually match 100 would actually be able to catch up.
I think I do. Because my flight is 50, and if I dash, I get double, so yes,
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah. Nameless and Click Whistle, you are able to not really, like... You see him kind of like... It's this, like... Skipping every... Like, and every skip is, like, 20 feet kind of a thing. It's like... It's like this, like, bounding over the landscape. But you're able to catch up. And you're kind of, like, getting close. If anybody else was actually following... If you're following Flanagan, like... You can see them going, you're just still behind them.
Yeah, like Flanagan's speed is 50, so if he dashes, he can do 100.
Yeah.
That's basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're basically you're keeping
I can
pace
keep
with
pace,
him.
but
Well, yeah. But Nameless, you're actually able to overtake him. What's up, Clippers?
Oh, I wanna knock an arrow while I'm flying. Get ready to
Sure.
aim.
Yeah. I mean, you have a target on him. You could.
Oh, I
shoot.
can do it? Sorry, then great.
I mean, like, it'll put you back about 30 feet, but yeah.
I mean, sharpshooter too, so you don't really need to worry
That's the
about
thing. I would like to sharpshooter his ass.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay.
You have a short bow. Your range is 80 feet.
Go for the legs.
Yeah, I'm
Go
aiming
for the Achilles heel. Worked so well last time.
Oh, fuck. Well, that is an 11. Nope.
Something about the distance just doesn't work out.
Fuck!
But Nameless, you are the one who's actually able to get ahead of him, so what are you gonna do?
I will then try to land in front of him as an L and become a druid again. So and shout, I'm gonna take my bow out too. Ooh. Or I'm gonna like
things,
as a
lot of
more
things
as a
all at
show,
once.
not like to knock it, like more like showcasing it, and be like, I don't want to hurt you. I just want to talk to you. Please.
Give me a persuasion check.
Yikes.
Actually, no, I shouldn't even let you do that. I'm sorry.
Good. You don't have to.
Because he doesn't stop. He like. As you're saying that, he's running by you, and you see him draw his bow again and like strike at you with the sword that he was using from before. Like, one end is basically in a blade form, and he has like struck at you. He's not actually trying to hit you. It's more of that like get away from me thing. So like you're able to kind of like defend yourself and dodge out of the way, but yeah, he's just continuing to move. You do get an attack of opportunity though.
It will then do entangle
Sure.
spell. So they're difficult terrain for him. And you have to succeed on a strength saving throw, or you are restrained.
And he is restrained.
It's a strength of 15.
As you sprout, what are you entangling him with?
Some nice lush vines that are thorny.
Okay. Some thorny vines.
Thorny vines.
Thunk if you're
My
thorny.
drag name.
They lash out, wrap around his arms and around his like throat to like pull him down into the ground, and it just sort of like holds him there. You see him
How the tables have turned.
struggle against it. And with that, we will go to break.
Yay!
Because that took an extra
All
20
right.
minutes, and that was not what I was trying to do. Sorry. But just stay active in chat. We will give away a dice tray code. I mean, we're going to be giving away a code to get it.
We're giving away this nice picture of a dice tray that you can look at.
But you'll be able to use it to then talk to Timothy. Welcome back, everybody, to the Natural Ones. Congratulations.
Insert name here.
Dice trays.
Why didn't you just have Ame enter? Maybe Ame won it for you.
Maybe Ame won it for her.
That's fair. For when she makes her character
Mm-hmm.
and joins the game.
Uh-huh.
But doesn't play.
But doesn't
Right.
play. She wants to have the setup and everything, but then she doesn't want to actually have to like be here for like 4 hours to record a session. She just wants to have all the toys.
Uh-huh. So, jumping back into our story, you have a tied up Eladrin man. He's got like this, like, yeah, it's like a white tattoo. The garb is like this green leather, sort of like leaf design armor. They have their bow like in their hand currently, because it was what they used to like swipe at you when you cast the entangle, and they are bound. And you see them try to like they're trying to break out, but they're not really that successful at this moment.
Okay. Sorry, my D&D Beyond apparently just decided to...
It's okay.
So I would like to, in Elvish, say, who are you? I don't want to hurt you. Please.
Okay. He's still struggling. He's not answering your question. At this point, Philip, click whistle.
I'm gonna do like a weird like attempt to flex the bronze wolf thing.
Attempt to flex it?
Like just
you're presenting
you're
presenting it. Okay, yeah, sure.
But without
with attitude.
But without like showing it off. Not being like, I'm bronze wolf, but being like, oh god, yeah.
Okay. Like I said, the two of you, Click Whistle Philip, you have arrived at this moment, just after this weird display. No, not weird. I just, he's still not responding, and he's trying to get away. Still isn't able to break free. And at the arrival of your two friends, just kind of stops struggling.
I'm just gonna kind of circle behind him and kind of like, nod at Nameless.
I'm gonna pop out 2 of the fire daggers and just sort of hold them, just threateningly.
Okay.
Perhaps I will touch one to the bottom of your foot. Maybe I won't.
So they only last a round. They don't like stay molten for minutes at a time. They only like they turn molten, and then for an attack, that's
and then
what
you're
they
supposed
are.
to throw it. Oh.
Yeah.
That's all right. They don't have to stay that way.
They only have
you
only have 3 charges per long rest.
Right. Sorry, I keep
says so
forgetting
in
about
your
the charges.
item.
Never mind. I'm just gonna pop out 2 regular ones then.
Okay.
I nod back to Philip.
So, what do we do with this?
Sage nod. Well, we take him in. See what he has to say for himself.
Okay. Can you move those? Can he with the vines move, or do you need me to tie him up and we take him?
You cannot transfer the entanglement spell like that. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, I realized I hadn't marked my first level spell. I cannot move the vines. This is it. But I don't understand why he's not wants to talk.
Well, I think we take him back to a tent, and then we make him talk there.
Is Panther here yet?
Insight. I want to try and read his body language and see where he's at emotionally here. Like, is he resigned at this point? Is he more afraid? Is he more angry? Like, how's he responding to this?
Roll an insight. Yeah. I got you.
14.
Chelsea?
While that's happening, can I, like, try to be sneakily and ask Panther if he recognizes the markings?
How do you mean?
Like, cover my mouth, but...
I'll allow it.
I'm not sneaky, so...
Well, I mean, like, I guess what I was trying to say is, like, you wouldn't even have to do something as like, ridiculous as that. You could even just bow down to, like, get down to his level and whisper to him. Like, it could be something as simple as that.
Yeah. Sure, that sounds better.
Okay. Then the very suspicious... I do love the idea, but I'll give it to you.
Trying to fake cough.
Yeah, fake cough an entire sentence. It's so good. On your 14 insight, you're not. You're seeing resolution. You're seeing fury, and you're seeing an unwavering sort of stalwartness. Like, he is certainly wounded. You see frustration, but it's mainly like you see like reserved. It's like he's kind of eyeing other. He kind of keeps looking to the horizons, and he kind of keeps looking at his surroundings, but like you can tell the body language involved is just sort of like, this is the situation.
Click whistle. Keep an eye out for others.
Will do. And I do a perception check?
Shit. I mean, you're actively looking, so you don't have to roll. This is just sort of like you are keeping watch. So if anything does crop up, you would be privy enough, and you have a high enough perceptions where they're like, yeah, you actively looking at kind of stuff like that. Yeah. Nameless. When you ask Panther if he recognizes anything, he says, I mean, the armor, certainly, of the wolves. It's meant to be a connection to the forest of Angmar. He must not have had enough power to. That should have taken him home. And like
Did
on
you
close,
say it was the armor of the wolves,
yeah,
or not?
it was.
Okay.
And like looking closer at the make of the armor, it's like made of giant leaves. Like on closer inspection, it's not leather armor. This armor is made from like cured, hardened leaves. It's like it's also kind of like this like scale design towards the midsection, where it's like a bunch of like little tiny leaves. And Panther goes on to say, he's like, you would take one of those, sections, and that's what you would use to go home. Not sure. He must not have had enough strength.
So, you mind telling us what you have against Corhall?
Doesn't answer.
Shall I do some... Oh, sorry. Shall I do some strategic stabbing?
No.
Okay.
We don't do
I
that.
keep looking.
If you've got a good reason for this.
Do you think that the people of Corhall are responsible for the land being like this?
His curiosity is there's moments where he sees you and he sees the pendant, and he sort of looks down to Panther and he just looks at the two of you, and there's pride. There's a lot of pride in not speaking. You're not certain how much you're going to get out of him by asking him questions. It doesn't seem like he's willing to part with information.
Was that in Elvish or was that in Common?
Elvish.
That was in Elvish?
Yeah.
Elvish.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was in Elvish.
Do you have any idea?
Click whistle.
Nothing. I was going to ask if you want me to tie him up, but you start. You do what you do.
Do you have any idea why he might be here, Nameless?
No. He probably is... He doesn't really want to talk.
Okay.
He might be here with the Bronze Wolves. He might not be. The armor seems like he is, though.
Do you think it's about... Do you think it's about the land?
I tried to ask. He didn't say. I feel like maybe.
We're trying to fix this land. We're trying to figure out why this is happening. Because it's not only happening here. We don't want it to be happening either.
It's not quite how they work.
That's fine. We might have different ways of approaching it, but we have a similar goal.
Why would the Bronze Wolves be interested in Corhall? Don't you guys...
Have you seen the land?
So, it's probably the land? It just seems very far to travel to drive a herd of elephants into a random silver town.
I mean, he's able to just kind of pop in and pop out, it seems.
True, but still, long way.
Not if you travel by grass.
That's fair. The Grass Express. The Grass
We're all
Limited.
in grass.
Would you say his ass is grass? Sorry, that was not in character.
What's up?
Look, clearly, we're at least a little bit at odds, but we want to fix this just as badly as you do. We're not going to let you hurt the people here. But if you know anything about what might be causing this, any way we can restore the land, there might be some way that we can work together to try and do this.
Stays quiet.
You said that armor lets him go back?
I mean, I didn't say the armor, but it seems like that, yeah.
Well,
Oh!
don't know where
I still had speak with animals.
Yeah. Wait, is that implying... Oh, Panther's an animal, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I heard that explanation. That telepathic explanation.
I'm just... sorry.
Yeah.
Just need a choice, you guys. Just what you're gonna do.
I
At this
say we
point,
take him
I'm
back.
trying to tell you right now. He does not seem like he's going to answer any question. He doesn't seem like he's breaking. It doesn't seem like it's anything.
Nameless, do you want us to let him go, or do you want us to take him?
Well, first I want to do this. And I want to go and I want to try and reach through the vines and pick off some of the little small leafy part of it. Can I do that?
Unfortunately, that's kind of stretching the entanglement spell. The like how that spell functions. As well as
That's cool if I can.
yeah, I would say no. Panther would basically describe it. It's like no, it's like the user has that opportunity, like can pluck this stuff, right? Like it's like an attuned item in that way, where it's like you can pluck this stuff up and you have so many uses of that.
I don't care. I don't like the fact that they do bad things, but I like what they're doing.
Extra special congratulations to...
Okay.
I'm super jealous of you. I think these the
Go back
dice
safely.
trays that they make are really cool.
Don't come
and
back here. Let us handle
Super
this.
jealous. Maybe I want it. Who knows? Every day's a gift.
Looks to you.
Yeah.
And
You do not command me.
It's not a command. It's a warning. This is your chance.
Then I will not take it. You want to heal the land? Allow me to do as I do.
Unfortunately, that's not something I can allow.
Then unfortunately it's not something that I care. Do as you wish. If you free me of these bonds, my attacks will not stop.
I mean, that's pretty clear. Seems we have two modes of moving forward then. Either we take him back to the camps or we leave him here. Bound. And alone.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, the vines will go away eventually.
I can bind him. I'm good at knots.
Oh. Oh.
All that would do is just put off what's going to happen eventually.
Not if we let him bleed out in the desert.
There's truly no way you will just leave peacefully.
The true peace
comes and he sort of motions towards, like in his restricted way, towards the city itself.
when that crumbles. And the people pay for their atrocities to the land.
The disease, is that something... was that your doing?
Yes. A small punishment.
What have they done?
He sort of looks down at your shield. He says,
You understand a service to greater things, yes?
Yes.
I will not stop. After me, there will be others. It is why I say, do what you will. I have made my peace with my choice.
Release him.
Okay. I'm gonna then in Elvish ask one more time. If as like I'm like trying to, I don't know, pretend like I'm untangling him. Have you... Sorry.
no, it's okay.
Have you heard of Adelaide Wolfhaven? Do you know her? Of her?
Panther sort of like looks to you, kind of like concerned. And he
Once, what do you mean?
I knew her once.
Did she do stuff like this?
We all suffer through different choices. Who is she to you?
I met her daughter once.
No. No, she did not.
Oh. That's cool. Cool. Okay. Bye.
At that moment when he says she did not, you do see him look to Panther. And and he says, truly it was her worst decision. The cowardice of not following through. And you see Panther sort of like tense, and his hackles start to raise. When an unseen conclusion I have to make. She must have passed. You used her in the past tense. Good. Yes, of course, that's good. Traitors and the like should be rooted out. And let's just see. What's his wisdom? What's Panther's wisdom?
I don't know, but it's 4 higher than usual.
Technically, that is a saving throw, so yeah. Yeah. I don't know, but...
I know, but I know because of +4 bonus to saves.
14.
Oh, so it's a +2. Sorry, I got you. Panther leaps forward and is mauling him. So let's... I don't even have to roll for an attack. He's bound. I'm going to say you have an action to stop him if you want to. It will be a persuasion check if you want to. No. Okay. The man is eviscerated.
I'm going to oppose disadvantage.
On the attack?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are trying to stop him from doing this. Okay. Then I will say Panther does not let up, so you are going to have to... You're able to kind of like deflect the first shot, and then Panther says to you, move.
You're better than them. You and Nameless are better than them. We don't use their tactics. We don't solve things their way.
I solve things my way. You know nothing of me, boy. He's not he's basically he starts to like do the cat prowl.
I know that you are wiser and more composed than your form would lead others to believe. And I know that you have more control over how Nameless ends up than anybody else. You do not want her to go down this path. If you do, she does.
He sits. Somebody make a choice. He's not doing anything.
I'd get
And
the
man's
running
not
leaf,
talking
boy.
anymore.
That's the one you get. I don't stop him again. If you attack, that's what happens. Release him. Let's go heal this earth.
Okay.
Dropping the spell, he sort of unbinds and puts his bow. It gains you nothing, and you stop the earth from healing. Remember that by this decision.
I don't need to personally gain to stop others from losing.
He pulls a leaf from his armor. And then the rest of his armor shifts into the wind. Dozens, hundreds of leaves passing into the wind.
Well,
There's a lot of people hurt right now.
Then go save them. And Panther gets up and walks.
I follow.
come on, Philip. Let's go back to camp.
Yeah.
They'll catch up.
I get on Flanagan and ride back.
Coming back to the camp proper, Liam Setlali, I'm sorry if I didn't know if it didn't seem like you guys went with them, so that's why I didn't say that you did. You guys have maybe about 5 minutes if you wanted to do anything by yourselves.
Do you know any good jokes?
Just try. I love this. Yeah, do it.
No. I'm gonna go, Oh wait, no, I have a good joke. Okay, ready? On my life. Okay, let's go help the people who are sick. Let's go.
We do that.
Okay, great. You ride back. For the sake of brevity, you all kind of arrive at the same time. Upon your arrival, the owl rider, touches down, and they hop off their saddle. And as they hit the ground, you see that they actually have a prosthetic leg up towards the thigh, and she takes off her helmet, and she's her goggles as well. She's a find her. She's a half elf. Who steps up to you guys as you guys get towards the outskirts of the field tents, the medical tents. And she says, "Wow, you guys are amazing. That was incredible. It's never gone that easy before. I'm Rose," and she kind of she extends a hand out to anybody.
I take it, then I shake it. Finally, someone has shaken my hand.
Okay. Wow, this is great. What are you all doing here? This is crazy. We don't see a lot of people out here. She has an insignia on her like her leather like cuirass. It's of a crescent moon, in a tear, like a teardrop, set in the middle of it, of the actual like crescent part, right?
Is it familiar?
Give me a religion check. For anybody who's an acolyte, you can give me a religion check.
Yeah, me and religion. Never mind. I got an 11.
14.
14. Philip, you would recognize this as a symbol of Selûne, which is the moon goddess.
Oh, okay. Nice. So, how many wounded?
Well, these are morely just like some triage, we're more of a community surrounding the city, for people who weren't infected or didn't want to leave. There's a fair amount of the citizenship who left for other places. Just sort of counting this as a net loss. So in terms of how many we have, probably around 500 spread out along the circumference. It's mainly just us trying to, sort of give shelter to those affected by this problem.
And so nobody here has fallen subject to the illness.
Well, not anymore. There were some near the beginning. Truth be told, sorry, I can't really tell you too much. Mainly just because we should take you to my boss, because she knows a lot more about how to direct you. With your guys' abilities, it might actually be very helpful if you could help out. Maybe. I'm sort of here as surveillance and as well as deterring those stampedes when I can. We don't always get to it every day, but we try.
Well, we are here to help. So,
you are?
Yes.
Who sent you?
The dean of the college.
You guys aren't other leaves. You guys are the droplets of Selûne, so
No, in fact, you're the first I've met. I'm familiar with Selûne, but you're the first acolyte of hers I've seen.
Well, yeah, we're more of a sort of a relief aid group. But please come.
Yes.
Come. Thank you. Again, my name is Rose, and she's basically asking for introductions with all of you. Anybody who doesn't want to say their name, to say so.
Yeah.
But it seems like, yeah, I'm just, trying to
Philip Fredfriller. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Rose.
So she's like, okay, just follow me. And she takes you to the main tent. And outside of it, she just give me a second to talk to these guys. And she talks to the guards. And you kind of just hear her go like, but guys, come on, they help me out. And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And she goes, okay, cool. I got you an audience. Not audience. I guess I got you in the room. I'll be in there with you, I guess. But she's just like she's really nice. I don't know. Maybe let her talk first. Okay. And so she heads in. It's a slightly larger tent than a lot of the other ones around it. It just seems to be more, but it doesn't seem like a personal tent. It's like semi-open, and it just kind of seems more like a base of operations tent. Yeah.
I just want to clarify out of character. Nameless and Panther didn't go in a different direction. They're with us, right? Or did they go in a different?
Panther didn't go in a different direction. He went towards.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they were walking ahead or if. Okay, that was on me. Not
at this moment. I think no, everybody's together. I haven't heard differently. So.
No, that was just me misunderstanding.
entering the tent again. It seems more like a base of operations. You see a couple of like maps laid out. You also see a couple of things that like people are like research, like got books. They're reading them. They seem to be kind of like making some diagrams. There's like a makeshift chalkboard kind of a thing. They're kind of like a bunch of different theorems. Liam, you can notice that like these things and Nameless as well. You would understand that like a lot of what they're talking about is very medicinal. It's very sort of like seems to be a lot of different trials and attempts at some sort of cure. Like even just at a glance, it's certainly that kind of language, with the amount of resources they have as well around that area. And again, stepping in, there is a few people doing other things, but then standing at the sort of main table is a orange and black striped tabaxi with one arm, and she sort of rests herself on there, and she sort of continues to look at everything. Okay. And I mean, you can't really hide that well. But,
I'm literally just gonna do this.
Sure. You're just you're sort of like towards the back, trying not to be seen. I get you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And she looks up and says, Rose, yes. Hello, one and all. How may I help you?
We're here to assist with the situation in Corhall, and, well, now that we're here, we could use information and guidance, I suppose, just to figure out the best way to go about doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of questions.
Okay. Well, Rose briefly indicated you are all to thank for the massive stampede being stopped much sooner today, and much less injury. Please.
She sort of like indicates to a few chairs.
I don't have much in the room of luxury, but make yourself comfortable. And may I ask, are any of you wounded, or do any of you need assistance?
I kind of glance over at Nameless. I'm not gonna bring it up if she doesn't want to, but she's. I mean, I saw her get shot.
Sure, I know.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like... Yeah, if you don't want to bring it up, you can just... Cool. Sorry, what? Eh? Okay. It's like a... Huh? So she says, well then, please. So she's got a few chairs. She sort of like sets out some water, a few little scraplets of like different kinds of food, and
what is it you would like to know?
Well, I noticed there's a force field up around Corhall. Is that to keep people out of the area of infection, or?
Yes. It's also to keep things in.
Fair. Do you have... sorry. I assume you've been experimenting with a multitude of ways to handle this. And is there anything you've been able to rule out as a cure?
Many things we've been able to rule out, yes. There is nothing, as far as we have access to, that has staved it off. Not even shortly or anywhere near effective.
And all of the infected are inside, yes? Not here.
Yes. originally, our staff had tended to the infected, and as the infected, they still ingest water, food. They still consume. So it was thought that there was still something to be done there. And when it became clear that contact was part of the pathogen, we lost some of our people, and so we erected the barrier.
How sudden is the transformation?
It can happen very quickly upon contact. When the original pathogen was released, it was not sure as to how long it took.
So the rate
could
of
have
infection...
been days, could have been hours. It spread faster when people were touching the organisms. It also began. They have some form of sentience. They have movement and they respond to stimuli. Scariest of all is the howling screams that tear through the night.
Are they aggressive?
Not aggressive, no, but there were moments towards the evening, and eventually it came in the morning as well, where the screams from the masses, they penetrate the mind and they paralyze the body. And they would infect that paralyzed person.
When did this all start? Like when was patient
I mean, you know
zero?
you know that, like that was weeks ago at this point. That was like
Okay,
3
so-
weeks ago.
but it's
like 3.5. Yeah.
okay, 3.5 weeks ago.
Like when you guys got back from your excursion in hell, they had said like 2 weeks ago this was happening, like 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
So by this point, it's been close to 3, almost 4 weeks.
Okay.
When's the last time anybody went in?
Much long ago. Our goal right now is containment and trying to find a cure. The last time we had an excursion was within the first 5 days of infection. We evacuated the city, erected the barrier. The screams, they lured people back into the city, so we have erected the barrier as a precaution. It eliminates the sound.
Interesting. So the screams have some sort of pull on people? It's not just a...
It's unclear as to which part of it is which, but yes, it penetrates and makes you susceptible, and once you get close enough to it, it paralyzes you. It's like a siren song.
We do have reason to believe that this disease might have a sort of magical origin.
Yes.
Because Barlow told me about the spell.
It does.
So that makes it seem like it's this whole infection is rather not too convenient, rather on purpose, you know? Why would anyone want to infect an entire city with puddle
That is
plague?
not. I
Well, we
would
know.
love to understand the same.
We know why. We were just told. It was the Bronze Wolves.
And you know exactly how the Bronze Wolves operate?
He told us.
He said that
What did he?
He said that they are responsible because it is a punishment, but, you know, for the land, for something that people have done to the land. Is that familiar? Is there drilling nearby? Is there...
We are not citizens of Corhall.
Right,
the
right, you guys
of
are
Saloon, we travel, we aid where we can. In terms of what the city is or the residents, in my work here, no one has distinctly said anything one way or the other as to what the purpose is or what they've been doing here. It's a sudden attack. It's something that they cannot explain, and truth be told, we are not here to understand why it was attacked.
Yeah, I don't suppose there are any, I don't suppose there's any other stories in the past of somehow some sort of spell being made into a pathogen.
It's how we have been able to find what we have so far. It is something that we are trying to engage with. It is something that we are not positive about. There are examples of that kind of alchemical correlation with magic, but nothing as specific as a certain spell or not.
I do wonder, with the force field, it seemed like the stampede could not get through.
Yes, that is its main purpose. We are trying to contain, and we are trying to make sure that nothing gets out.
Correct.
Those attacks are daily. They usually happen at around the same time. It's seemingly as an effort to break through.
And destroy the city?
No, but the attacks are happening more frequently, and I cannot say as to how much longer we might be able to withstand such an attack.
It just seems like there is something that the stampeding people know that we do not know. Why would you want to get into a bubble full of infected people? Why not just leave it there to rot?
They're not trying to get in. They're trying to get rid of it so that other people are drawn in and infected.
That is
drawn
probably
in
good.
And infect?
Yes, the sound draws people in. The screams.
Why would...
If they have the ability to do this, but they haven't had anywhere else, it's likely that whatever's causing it is still in Corhall. And if that's the case, it's possible we can shut it down.
Very possible.
Yes.
Otherwise, they could just drop it here or in a different town as well. If they need people to go there, there's probably a source.
I do not pretend
I'm just
to
spitballing,
understand.
it's not...
Again, all I have is my information, and what it does for you is what it does for you.
Would it be possible to let us in tomorrow? Or
there might be a way, yes. I really cannot advise it.
We do a lot of things that people don't normally advise. It's kind of our thing.
We wouldn't be able to help you should anything occur inside.
that's perfectly fine. I wasn't expecting anybody to be here when we arrived.
Yeah. We're very surprised.
Well,
The best thing you could do is just make sure that the force field isn't brought down and nobody else is lured in the meantime.
and Rose is like, oh, I can make sure that happens for sure. I do that every day. I make sure that the tabaxi kind of like, yes.
I like Rose.
Allow me to make an arrangement. To lower the barrier is somewhat dangerous. But we might be able to do something. It would be brief. And I am not positive in how we would get you back out. Perhaps we can send up a rendezvous. And she's like, looks to Rose, and Rose like, yeah. You guys just give me a time frame, and I'll be there. I'll be there at the barrier, and to make sure that it's time, that everything's okay. And but the tabaxi said, she says, but to be clear, if you do not find a source, and if you do not find a way to stop it, I cannot let you back out.
I understand. About how large is the city? How long do you think it would take to?
Well, it is a fairly large city. It's just it is. If you would like to journey through, I would say it would probably take you the better part of a day to go through the entire city. Somewhere around 8 or 9 hours. And that is being highly efficient.
Okay. So maybe we leave. We'll have time to make a plan.
You are more than welcome to stay with us for the evening, the day, or if you would like to collect yourselves.
Is the magic barrier block signals like those from a sending stone?
Yes, it would have to. It cuts off all psychic connection as well as sonic. It is how we decided to try to stave off from the things that are contained within.
So we are on our own once we go in there. I don't suppose there's anybody here who would have a map or knowledge of the layout of the city.
We could ask over the evening that you spend, see if anyone has anything, but none of my people know.
If there's anybody who managed to make it out without being infected.
Yes, there are. There are those who have.
It'd be good to ask around, see if maybe they can give us some insight about where to look.
You are certainly welcome to ask and see what you can find.
Okay. Does anybody else? I can't think of anything else really.
Do you have something, Chelsea, or you just? Well, then, please, Rose, you can show them where we will be. Do you have your own accoutrement, or should we set up a tent for you?
We have some tents and the like. We don't want to take up space that others need.
No, please. We will find you a good space. Rose, please. And she's like, yeah, no, more than happy to, more than happy to. And she starts to lead you guys out. Before you step out, she's but a moment, please. And she indicates towards you, Setlali. She says, would you mind staying? And so she sort of just like rests. She like places her hand like on a chair next to her. She says, "Please come, sit."
Sure.
Does anybody else try to stay? I'm saying she's only asking for Setlali, but if anybody.
I kind of want to lean over to Setlali and be like, "I'll stay if you need me to stay."
No, it should be fine. But thanks.
Okay, you have my sending stone, and I'm gonna leave.
She suddenly turns into like a stone cold
There's
killer.
only 2 sending stones, and they are being held by Liam and Nameless.
Can I do an insight check on the Tabaxi, whose name I keep forgetting? Because it isn't Rose.
Oh, you guys didn't ask her name yet, but yeah.
Yeah, no one's asked
cool.
her name.
Her name is
Talia.
Her name is Talia.
That's a good name.
Yeah, you can do an insight check.
Whoa. That's bad.
How's nice?
How's a bad do you?
She seems nice.
Pretty chill.
It's real bad at reading cat faces.
Got a real cat face.
So as she like holds out her hand to you. And she very gently takes your hand and sort of like rests it between you two and says, "Do not fear. I am with Saloon." And she sort of points. She points to the symbol of Dolora that you know, on your tablet, and she says, "The sister of Dolora." They move together. To see this is to say, you and I have changed. You need not fear. And she sort of like starts to pull the hood down. To hide yourself is to deny what you have changed into. And she holds her where her arm is like cut off, and she says, "This is an old wound from people who..." Miles, do you mind muting? It is a place I do not like to go, but it is a place that I have learned to move past and in some way forgive. As through Saloon, we learn how to forgive. We learn the phases. And we leave it to you to be strong. To Dolora. I simply would like to let you know that you are safe. To be free, and everything you are here.
Thank you. I just didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable in your space.
Did you cut my arm and eat it?
No.
Then I believe we are okay. Many things happen in life that we don't like, we don't appreciate, that we don't want. And through these trials we find what we are meant to be. I am everything I am because of this. And I am stronger for it because of it. Our trials are not something that should go unnoticed. I do not know you, but my hope for you is to no longer shield yourself and hide yourself. To understand the power in being unique.
Well,
But please,
let's get these people healthy first, and then I'll think about that.
they're not mutually exclusive, but okay.
I can only do one thing at a time. So, multitasking is not really my strong suit.
Doesn't stop me.
I'm not as brave as you are, I guess.
You could be.
Yeah.
But please. And she sort of indicates, please, follow your friends. I would not like to keep you any longer. Perhaps we can have a discussion of the sisters another time.
I'd like that.
And she goes back to work. Rose leads you all to a sort of well kept spot. She sort of seems to like make a bit of extra room for Flanagan and Pangolin to kind of like rest there with you guys. And so she says you can put your tent up here. You guys kind of take the little bit of time that takes to set all up. You guys will end this session having just set up your tents and getting ready for the evening, whether that includes talking to some of the citizens or if that includes just resting. We will discuss next time on The Natural Ones. And thank you all for stopping by, dropping with us, and hanging out. We will be back next week, and next week it'll be just as good.
That's our tagline. That's our slogan.
Make sure to catch us tomorrow. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I can't remember if this is the one where we won't have a Stitch and Bitch. It might be.
Don't worry, you didn't say it.
I didn't say it. Bye!
Bye!